Welcome to the very first episode of the very first season of Tell Me About podcast. This season is all about Midlands 103 and the inner workings of the radio station and who some of the people are behind the voices and in the background. Today, it's all about feel-good music. So we have three people in to discuss everything about music that we play on Midlands 103. We have programme controller, head of music and drive time presenter Roy Jennings, breakfast presenter and producer Peter Dunne, and weekend presenter Lorraine McCorrmack. Thank you so much for you all joining us.
It's a pleasure.
Thanks for having us.
That was my line, Lorraine. That was my line. We're literally a minute into this podcast and there's already a chance of a big row breaking out.
Yeah. You're just my hero, Peter. I just want to be you.
Thank you.
So thank you so much for all of you joining us. I think we'll go to the man with all the many titles first. Roy, tell us a little bit about all the roles that you do at Midlands 103.
Well, first of all, could I just add that I've been working in radio about 35 years and this is the first time I've ever been interviewed. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Wow. I've never been interviewed.
Oh. You've always been the interviewer?
Well, yeah, I don't really normally do interviews, but normally me. But 35 years, I'm working here at Midlands 103, 26 years. Started off as a nighttime presenter. Oh. Then I moved to afternoon show, and then they gave me the role of head of music, and I've been in that role for the last 10 years. And for the last 12 months, I'm a programme controller, which means I was told when I was given this position that I'm responsible for everything that goes out on air.
That's scary.
It is scary.
And he takes it very seriously.
Especially when you have to control the likes of Lorraine McCorrmack and Peter Dunne.
I'm a saint.
So yeah, and of course drive time presenter. So they are my three roles at the moment.
Oh,
at the moment,
yeah. I'm taking over.
There's more to come.
MD next. Shh, don't tell Will. So, as the head of music, what is it? Because we were talking about all the music today. So what is it about the music that we have to remember when you put in music in to go live?
Oh, well, obviously we have a target listener. So our average target listener will be 25 plus. So it's just a very mix. It's a mix of adult contemporary music with a splash of chart hits. So we have to be very, very careful on selecting the different types of music, so that we don't want to put on a mad dance track or something, or a mad rap song that would make people turn off. So we're very selective with the choice of music that we, particularly new music, that we put on our A list.
And we like to play a certain amount of Irish music as well.
Of course, yes. Yeah. Like our daytime output would be, say, from 7 to 7 would be roughly about 22 to 25% Irish.
Peter, how important do you think the music is in the morning? And is there a certain style that you prefer to play for your morning listeners?
I like to play mad rap music, but Roy won't let me.
Peter, we've had this argument over and over.
I'm doing it tomorrow.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, look, breakfast is all about upbeat. You need your coffee in the morning, so you need good music. You need good uplifting music. Of course, it's important to start your day. Whoever started their day listening to Celine Dion being bloody miserable, so we need good upbeat music, a bit of crack. Lorraine, don't look at me like that. Don't look at me like that.
All by myself.
Exactly. Who wants to wake up to that? So, good upbeat music, songs you sing along to in the car, you're waiting on the bus, or you're in the kitchen, you're having that coffee before the kids wake up, and you have to get everybody ready for school. You want that. Sometimes it's important with breakfast because a lot of parents will have me time before the breakfast wake up. So before the kids get out of bed, they have that bit of time to themselves in the morning to have their tea, their coffee, their shower, their breakfast. And you need music to be good and uplifting. And sometimes we forget how important music is to people. But it's vital. Like the other morning I played David Gray, and I swapped one of the songs because I need a little bit more time coming up to the top of the hour, and I played I'm allowed to do it, Lorraine. I'm okay.
I do it too.
And a lady got in touch. She texted in and she said, that made my day much easier because my daughter's emigrating to Australia today. She's my only child, and herself and 11 of her friends are leaving. And she said, David Gray plays a big part in my life. Thanks very much for that. When I was swapping it to David Gray, I wasn't thinking there's somebody this will mean a lot to, but obviously it struck a chord with somebody,
Yeah.
So that's how important music is to people. Sometimes we underestimate
and
it.
It evokes memories as well.
Mm.
I played a song last week. I can't think of what it was, but somebody texted in and just said it brought back wonderful memories of when they were dating their other half.
Lovely, yeah.
So that's important. Memories, music goes well together.
Well, as long as they're still with the other half.
That's what I was going to say. They're stalking them.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously in the mornings it's very important to have that right kind of music, that right kind of mix. Would you say it's the same on the weekends as well?
Yeah, I mean, they've kind of said what I was going to say. You're like, how important is the music to get the right music? But it's like, Roy, and they were saying, it's like a memory. Like, we're all within the age group. I'm probably the youngest. Am I totally
Go way out at you.
Roy is the oldest. I'm only 27 plus tax. But yeah, it's like Roy said, I get to do Feel Good Saturday, which is a mix of, the everyday music and then bring it back in a little bit of memories. And then Sunday, I get to kind of go back, I suppose, to my era. And it does invoke a memory. Like as Roy was saying, I remember I played Matchbox 20, If You're Gone. And I was sitting there going, it just brought me back. I lived in America and traveling around in my friend's car, and that was playing. And then I thought nothing of it, but I was kind of like, with my headphones on, I just didn't keep them on. And then just the texts were coming in. There was a few people, I won't say loads, but a few people were like, oh my God, that brings me right back. That doesn't get played enough. That I remember when that was whatever, and then we have the likes of Mick and stuff. They'd be telling you all about that and what they knew about it. But just for one guy, it was like, no, geez, that just brings me right back, and it brought me back. So I think it's important. It's feel good music, and there is a reason why we say feel good radio, feel good music, because we make people feel good.
And just to mention, you mentioned Mick there, just in case there's anybody wondering who the hell is Mick. Mick is probably one of our, we have lots of number one listeners, but Mick would be listening on a regular basis, like literally 24/7. And if any presenter slips up, says a wrong thing about an artist or a song, he'll be the first to text in to correct you.
Do you have any stories about any?
None that we can talk about.
Yeah.
I have a story. I think I told Peter this before, where I actually wished death on one of our listeners.
Oh no.
It was back during my inexperienced broadcasting days, still inexperienced, but anyway, I was doing the nighttime program, and this guy texted in and he said, Roy, your voice is putting me to sleep. Like, in other words, I was boring him. So I said on air, I says, do me a favour. I says, when you go to sleep, I says, don't wake up.
I think
and my boss called me in the next day. He says, Roy, you can't be wishing death on our listeners. He did wake up.
He did, yeah. He did. Because he texted me in the next morning, the same thing.
I'm still alive.
I'm here. Ta-da.
And your voice is still, but no, I'm joking.
Thank you.
No, I did have someone quite rudely text me, but I just ignored her because I was talking about my shoes. I told you this story, didn't I? And I was quite upset about it because I was like, because nobody's ever really mean to me. Like, I always kind of have a good experience. I'm only in it a year. I know I still have time. But, she was like, oh, you shouldn't be doing this and you shouldn't be doing that. And your house is probably dirty. And I was like, you know that I hoover my house every time you call me. I'm hoovering my house. Like, but that just really made me, I was like, there's no need to be vicious, Mrs. Like, or Mr. I don't even know who it was. Like, but I just thought, like, there's no need to be mean. Like, do you know what I mean? We're all
it's rare we would get texts, negative texts in like that. But us being human as well, when you get a text in like that, you get mad and you literally want to get revenge back on air. But there is times that you just want to say something back.
And see, the thing is, you'll get 99 messages of good, positive.
I know it is. I said that was the only one I had, and I was like, ooh. And I thought, maybe they're just having a bad day, so I'll just be kind and
And you have just said it's been a year, so you just hit the milestone.
Yeah, yesterday I just realised, came up in my Facebook memories, so I'm a year.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, happy anniversary. Where's my cake? But yeah, well, obviously I was covering and stuff like that, but officially I was the Sunday Shine. Feel Good Sunday used to be the Sunday Shine, so that's my baby. So yeah. 1 year in the seat. So.
And how long have you been on air, Peter?
Nearly a year.
That's on the breakfast.
Full time on breakfast, yeah.
But you
did Feel Good Saturday for about 2 years before that, I think.
Yeah, about
2 years before that.
Before Lorraine took over.
Yeah.
And Roy?
Well, I started working on the Pirates in 1988. Worked there for about a year and joined Midlands 103 in 96. So just over 26 years.
Wow.
Yeah, it's something I'm reminded of every day.
Oh, I know.
They actually call me the say that, I don't know whether you're familiar with Larry Gogan, but he's an Irish radio legend, but he's no longer with us. But he was on 2FM, not because I'm good like him or far from it, but I'm the Larry Gogan of Midlands 103 because I've been here so long and kind of made me feel that I was just as old as Larry.
So do you have any like funny stories about being on air, around being on air? Any mishaps that may have happened over the time? Now, I'm looking at, I'm looking more at Roy. Well, we'll come to you as well, but I'm looking more at Roy because obviously there's 20...
Because I've been here the longest, yeah. I won't say mishaps, but there has been a few occasions where the F-bomb almost went out on air. Almost gave out my phone number at it many times. But a funny story, it's not really on-air related. Our new studios here in the Access Business Park, we're here, how long are we here? About 14 years or something. So our main studio used to be on Main Street in Tullamore. And we were on the middle floor. And up above us, there was vacant offices, but there was a story that a woman hung herself up there years ago. And I used to do the nighttime program. So I used to get a dose of the chills. Some nights, I'd be presenting the program, I'd be on until 1 o'clock. And one night I was finishing up, left, locked up the studio door, went out onto the veranda in the middle floor, and something felt weird. I just got a dose of the chills, so there's 2 flights of steps. So I legged it down the stairs, and just as I got around the corner onto the bottom of the stairs, there was this body lying on the bottom of the stairs, and I just didn't have time to think. I just jumped over the body and legged it out outside the mall. And then I said, what the hell is that person all right?
But you weren't staying around.
No. I actually went back in. It was actually, someone left the door open to the mall, and it was, I think it was a lady. She was drunk.
Okay.
She was passed out on the stairs. But you can imagine the fright, you're thinking about this woman that did this thing for herself upstairs, and then you just run down the stairs and you turn the corner and you see this body lying at the bottom of the stairs. So I just jumped over literally and legged it out as quick as I could. But I went back in. She was all right in the end.
Because drunk, you can do it, not dead ghosts.
Yeah, there's plenty of other stories as well, but not for podcasts, not for on air.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it off mic.
How do we beat that now? Dead bodies, well, not dead bodies, drunk bodies.
I don't know if Roy remembers, but years ago, when I started off in Midlands 103, I used to go to the OBs with the presenters, and I would I'd be out with a roving mic. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I used to just go out to random people who'd be walking past live on air and just kind of put them on the spot. And we used to have great crack with it. But Roy gave me a nickname, which was the Midlands 103 Grabber.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Which now sounds like a criminal,
Didn't get away with that this.
In news today, the Midlands 103 Grabber has been arrested following a series of... So we used to do that, which was great fun.
Yeah.
And I was starting out at the time. It was a good experience for me as well to get out and that. And I remember one day we were in Mount Mellick, and a woman came over to me. She says, "Oh, will you say hello to my daughter Ciara and her boyfriend Jack? We're just over here listening to you in the car." I said, "Okay, we'll do that." Got the Roman mic and went over to the car instead of saying hello to them, and opened the back door. There was the daughter.
Oh, no.
And the boyfriend in the back car sitting there listening to the radio. And I went, "Right, guys, scooch over, come on."
No.
Got them scooch over, and I said, "Right, the mother-in-law, tell me about her." She went live on air, and he's like, Oh yeah, no, she's
Sound.
She's
grand.
lovely. Yeah,
Lovely
she's really
woman.
nice. Yeah. Really well. Tell me something bad about her. Come on, now. She can't be all nice. And he was just going redder and redder and redder. And the mother was in a kink laugh, and it was just brilliant radio.
Was this live at the time?
Yeah, it was live. Yeah. Clearly memorable.
Well done, the Midlands 103 grabber.
Even there was another time we it was a furniture shop in Athlone, and to win a prize you had to earn the prize. So it was like €100 to spend, and we said, bring us down an old cushion. And this girl comes running down. Let's say she was about 19 or 20, hair all over the place, straight out of bed, coming in with this old cushion. What do I do with this? I'm like, oh, grand, no, just stand there for a second, and we'll chat to you now, and just turning on the mic over here, you know. Yeah, we'll be with you. Yeah, just after this song, we'll chat to you. And she said, I don't know what, my mother just rang me, told me to get down here as soon as possible with an old cushion. And we put her on the spot on air, and Roy goes, well, Peter, have a look at that cushion. Can you describe it for me? Yeah, it's fairly worn. I think a dog's been sleeping on this, and possibly has more food than a menu. So I think it deserves a prize. And she was just mortified, absolutely mortified.
Sure, you'd have to give her the prize after that.
And that's it. And even like other people came in after with their old cushions, and we just kind of threw them out prizes after that. So stuff like that, that's nice. It's kind of on the spot. Yeah. But as well as that, you're showing the human side of other people.
Yeah.
You know. So it was good fun. I enjoyed that. Good memories.
And that's the thing about the listeners that Midlands 103 do have. They're all up for a laugh, aren't they? They're always up for a giggle, which you probably see quite a lot, Lorraine, because you are out on OBs.
Yeah.
So you probably get a lot of interaction with...
Yeah, we do. Well, there's always people at the van or coming up to you, and they're normally looking for Nelly or Will or something. I said, no, I haven't been stuffed in the cupboard there, like whatever. But yeah, it is good crack. Like, will you play this? Will you play that? And we do generally. It's myself and Adam normally have the crack anyway in the OP van anyway. But yeah, we won't talk about that anyway. Yeah. But yeah, no, I was trying to think. I mean, I've done everything. Hello, I'm the problem. It's me. I've turned us off air. I think when you're out on an OB, because you've got that iPad now, and you've got to hit the mic, and you've got your other mic as well. And sometimes you do this brilliant, flawless intro, and then you realise I haven't got the mic on.
That happened to me last Thursday in the Bridge Centre. Did a great link in between two songs, and then I just realised actually that didn't go out on air. So I was talking to myself.
Or the Wi-Fi drops, and it's like you're talking to yourself. But yeah.
Well, it's okay. Not that people will know, but that happened at the beginning of this podcast as well. I didn't have the mic up. My first intro, which was perfect, I didn't have the mic up. But I think it always happens when you've got your mind on lots of other things. But before we go, I think I've got 2 more questions for you each to answer. Okay. The first one, what would be the most requested song, do you think?
It varies. Like, there's no one particular song or artist that we get more requests from than others. So it varies.
Yeah.
And depends on the show. Like certain programs, like Joe Cooney's country program is a dedicated country program. So he would have probably lots of requests for, I don't know, name a country star.
Nathan
Carter.
Yes.
T.R. Dallas.
Yeah, like on, we say breakfast or Lorraine's program or my program, you might get the odd request for a song, but there's nothing that stands out. Like,
but okay. So
I get Hungry Eyes. There's one person that will always say, "Will you play Hungry Eyes?" So when I do play it, I always now dedicate it to her, because I remember she just likes Hungry Eyes a lot. But yeah, and then I get weird like ones. Will you play this? Like, and it's like from Shannon Bridge, The Lovely Harbour, or whatever. I was like, that's not my genre. Like, do you know what I mean? That's for Des or Joe and stuff like that. So it's bad when you have to say to them, "Oh no, I can't play that. Sorry, it's not in my list."
A lot of listeners would think.
You can play anything.
We could play anything as long as they request it, but they don't realise that we have a format that we have to kind of stick to.
And then you don't want to do repeats or anything like that either, do you? With music.
Well, obviously, all music is repeated eventually.
But I mean, within the day or
no.
Yeah. So if we'll say Peter had, if we say, for example, if Peter had Michael Jackson on his program this morning, if it was to come up in drive time, the same song would be an issue, but if it was a different song by Michael Jackson, it wouldn't be a huge issue. So yeah, we kind of try not to repeat the same stuff over and over.
But we can see that, isn't it, by the number beside it?
Yeah, like everything is in rotation.
Yeah.
So if one song plays, it'll go to the back of the pile, and it'll be, depending on how old the song is, it'll be thrown out again 3 or 4 days.
Can I tell my funny story? Can I tell the one the time at Christmas when we had a Christmas miracle and Grandma got run over by a reindeer?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yes.
Made it to Midlands 103 after how many? It was so funny, and you got the blame for helping me, but it was actually Adam C. It was Adam, but actually it was all of us in the office because it was our Secret Santa exchange. And I was like, "Where's Roy?" And they're like, "Oh, he's in the bridge." And I was like, "Well, this is good," like, you know. And I said to Adam, "Can you get me the song?" Of course, it's not on the playlist because Roy would see.
Yeah, see, Lorraine asked me weeks beforehand to play the song.
Yeah.
I says, "Not on your life."
So every day I would say, "Grandma got run over," and I'd say it to you as well, and you play little snippets of it. And then, so Adam put it in for me. Because Roy is so on the ball, we would say, I was like, he's going to see it, but look, it'll be a bit of crack. And we had it sponsored by Lorraine McCorrmack and everything, like, it was pretty good. And then everyone was like texting me, like in the office, they were all in on it, and they're like, "Yeah, I don't think he's seen it." Like, and I was like, "Oh my God." And Adam was like, "Oh, I'm getting afraid," you know. And then all of a sudden, he was like, "If Lorraine McCorrmack is out there," he couldn't change it. You froze because he was in the bridge centre.
The song was up on the playlist, and I spotted it 30 seconds left of the last song. And I says, "Oh God, I have to get this song. I am not playing the song." So I did my best to change it, but my computer froze. And I'm blaming you for putting the bug on the computer as well.
I just think that was a Christmas miracle.
So
I
the
think
song
that
actually
was
went out on
Baby
air.
Jesus wanted to hear Grandma. And then lots of people texted in. They loved it. And like Chloe was telling me that the socials were like, "Oh, we love this. We love this." Like, so there you go. Petition for next year.
I'm still planning my revenge.
Yeah, it's going to be a revenge.
Anyway, that was funny anyway.
So obviously we are music lovers working in radio, if you had one song, Peter, that you would always play on your show, what would be your favourite song to always play?
Oh, Jesus. That's a tough one. That's really, really tough because I listen to everything. I would listen to hip-hop, pop, metal music, jazz, contemporary acid music, whatever the hell is going, I listen to it. So
depending on your mood.
Absolutely, yeah. That's it. One song over and over and over and over again.
There's not one that kind of just uplifts you and you're like, right, I want to play that.
Yeah.
See, for me, if I could play one song on the radio.
I know.
Do you know what?
Girls? Anything by the Spice Girls?
Oh, well, yeah, I do love the Spice Girls. And I'm now going to sound like an even more true Brit because it would be probably something by the Beatles. Yeah, maybe Here Comes the Sun. Just because I think it's just brightens. It's just a lovely, bright song that I would think that other people would enjoy as well. So I suppose like that, we always want to let other people enjoy a song that we enjoy. Roy, you look pensive. Do you have one?
No, I'm just thinking. No, I don't have a particular one. Like we'd have a mixture. We would say my first hour today would be a mixture of 90s, 80s, noughties, a couple of chart songs, and there would be some days there would be a song on there. There would be no song on that I'd be really jumping around about personally. But then some days there would be a couple of tracks, and I would just put the headphones on and listen to the whole track. But I don't have any particular favourite. Yeah. Probably Toto, Africa.
That is a great song. Oh yeah, because you do have up in your office the drum skin. Yeah,
the drum skin signed by the members of Toto, and thanks to Colin Wright, who's a massive Toto fan. He gave it to me as a prezi.
Oh, nice. Wow. Any from you, Lorraine? Any song that you would?
Well, what I like when it comes up, because I guess sometimes you have to shorten a song sometimes if you need to. And I saw it was 5 minutes. I was like, I'm not shortening that. No, Jessie, Joshua Caddison. I love that song. For me, there's different reasons behind it. So yeah, I think we all know Jessie or something. But yeah, I just love it. It just brings.
Do you think
memories.
He sounds like Elton John?
A little bit.
I think. Yeah.
A younger,
I can hear
maybe,
Elton John singing that song.
A little bit, yeah. But no, I love that song. It always brings back good memories. So.
I do have a song that every time we play it, I have to turn up the volume. and it's Ship Goes Down by Walking on Cars.
great
I was
band.
so
It's
sad
just
when they broke up. Oh.
Brilliant tune,
Yeah.
and it's just whenever it comes up, I said, right, this is my 3 minutes 32 seconds or whatever. Crank up the volume
Yeah.
on the monitors in the studio and enjoy.
Yeah.
They were great. Yeah, they had so
What
much
a band.
potential.
Brilliant band,
So,
absolutely.
yeah.
So do any of you, before we go, have a song that you wish you never have to play again? Not except for my grandma got run over from a robot.
That's my song.
Yeah.
That is his song. He won't play. I know, and we play it a lot, and I know it's popular. But the Pointer Sisters Neutron Dance, I just when I hear it, I'm like, oh, I can't. But anyway, so I just
Have
turn
you
that
heard
one
the
down.
country version of that song?
No.
Peter, do you have one?
That I'd never. Do you know? I'm not a big Bruce Springsteen fan. I know a lot of people listening go, Bruce Springsteen, he's the god, blah blah blah, and I can see where people would love him. I just don't get him. But I'll always play him because we don't play music for us. We play music
For
for
everybody
everybody
else, yeah.
except
Well
us.
said.
But Streets of Philadelphia is
Oh, I
just
love
the
that
most
song.
miserable song.
I
to
love that
ever
song.
hit
What
the air.
is wrong with you?
What's wrong with you for enjoying that song?
I'm on fire.
Yeah, I don't like that. Yeah.
Born in the USA.
No, don't like it. No, I don't. I'm not mad about Bruce Springsteen.
See, we
I'm
grew
not.
up with him, you know. So, well, Roy did. I just remember. No, I'm
And this
only
is
kidding.
why we play music for everyone
Yeah.
else.
For
and not
everybody,
us,
bar
yeah.
us, exactly, yeah.
Well,
yeah.
that's okay because not everyone will feel the same way anyway. But yeah,
It's actually gas because how your music taste changes over the years. Like back in the 80s, 90s, I used to absolutely detest Dire Straits. Brothers in Arms, I thought was just like Peter thought about the Bruce Springsteen song was a miserable song. But now I listen to it and I love it.
you can appreciate.
Yeah,
that,
I appreciate, like I'm not a huge fan of the band, but I like Peter says with Bruce, like I'm sure you'll appreciate he's an amazing artist,
100%.
but it's just not
Yeah.
for you.
No.
Yeah.
No.
But yeah, Dire Straits, Walk of Life is a song I cannot stand.
Yeah, I don't like that.
The scent in that.
It's just cheesy.
Yeah.
It's dripping
Yeah.
cheese.
Yeah.
So I have one, and everyone loves it though, and I just can't. Sweet Caroline.
Oh, I hate that song
Can't.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, the arms.
Or-
I bet you're a great crack at weddings.
That's the only place that should be.
Yeah.
Weddings and pubs when you're half cut.
Yeah.
And
You
the
know.
karaoke.
Absolutely,
And
yeah.
cruise ships.
Yeah.
So it should stay. Oh, well, thank you so much, guys, for
thanks
joining
for having
me
us.
for our
Lovely.
first ever episode.
Yay. Thank you, Sarah.
Not a
Fair
problem.
play to you. Well done.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for listening today and for our three guests. That's Roy Jennings, Peter Dunne and Lorraine McCorrmack. Join us next episode where I'll be talking to the Midlands Today team and the news team as well, all about their experiences and what exactly goes into putting together an award-winning flagship show. We'll see you then.